Right guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is a little bit of a different video for me. So I recently watched a video by Mikey from Hellstorm Wargaming. Go and give him a subscription and a follow if you're not already. And he was talking about how he was bored of painting Warhammer. And it really hit home watching that video. That I kind of feel the same way. And I imagine a lot of people are, probably because of the pandemic. You know, spending a lot of time home painting models and not playing. I get it. But I got this really cool model from Battle Bunker like a month ago maybe now. And this is Lord Crook, for those of you that don't know. And this model looks out of this world amazing. I could put hours and hours and hours into painting him, and I'm really looking forward to painting him. I'm quite excited about it, actually. I may not look it, but I am. What I'm not excited about is the 20 Knights, the 40 Saurus, and the 20 or 30 Temple Guard that I've got that I need to paint to be able to put this guy on the table with the rest of his army. And obviously you guys have seen the armies and stuff that we have on the channel, and you know, a lot of stuff is painted, but I'm just bored of painting the same rank and file units again and again and again, and to have to paint all of them lizard men, all of the knights and stuff, it just, even the thought of getting this guy on the battlefield doesn't make me want to paint like 60 miniatures to go alongside him. And that's if I stick at 60, you know, like I might end up with skinks and stuff like that as well. And that's really frustrating because I do want to paint this guy, I want to play him, I want to put him on the battlefield. I don't want to have to paint, you know, 60, 70 models to be able to do that. Yes, there's other ways that you can, you know, get around that and you know, take minimum battle line and then go all monsters and things like that, but you know what I mean. Most armies tend to be the same. Sigmar especially, yes, the new rules do kind of reduce the amount of horde units that you're going to be having. But even in 40k, like if you play Orcs, you know, you need a squad of 30 boys. And you need other troops, Space Marines, regardless of whether they're in heavy support, fast attack or whatever. Most of the Marines are infantry. You're painting the same thing again. And after 7 years of doing that, I've lost the drive to do that. And even with this fantastic model, that is such a long way away to be able to get this army on the battlefield. And what I've noticed in particular is that I've really been enjoying painting the Marvel Crisis Protocol miniatures. So each one of them is a character. Yes, they are kind of revolve around certain colours. So like, for example, Cyclops, you're always going to paint him in blue and yellow or black and yellow, right? Scarlet Witch is always going to be in some form of red. Hulk's mostly always going to be green. Yes, they are kind of standardised as to what they are, but every model is a character model that you can really enjoy putting hours and hours into. And what I found playing Marvel is occasionally some characters might not do much during the battle. Very occasionally they'll get removed before they do anything. And because of the way that Marvel works with the back and forth with every single interaction, most of the time you get to do something with your new miniatures that you've just spent hours on. And you only need 5 to 10. You need 10 for a roster, but really you're going to be playing with about 5. And so if you spend, you know, 50 hours painting 5 characters, great, right? They're going to look awesome on the battlefield, and you can enjoy your game. You're probably going to get to do something with them. If I spend 30 hours painting Crook, right, and then another 80 hours painting 80 Saurus, just to put them down, and from experience of filming battle reports, you'll put your army up, do the overview, then you deploy, then you each do a turn, and then all of a sudden you get to turn 2, and it's like, I'm just going to scoop my models off the table like that. And that's really, really disheartening. Having to paint that many models to then literally just scoop them off the table, and it's left a bitter taste in my mouth, because I enjoy 40k, I enjoy Sigmar, I really do, but the pressure of having to paint all of these models, don't get me wrong, you can play unpainted, right? You absolutely can. For the purposes of battle reports that we do here on the channel, and for anybody that attends events, there is normally painting requirements. And it's just so disheartening and soul destroying having to paint all of them minis, spend all that time basing them, you know, doing them up, deploying them, and then just off the table. And especially now that I'm doing Marvel, I can knock out, you know, 2 or 3 characters a week, and I can use them in a battle and they do stuff, and I feel like I'm actually getting my use out of them. And it's really, really put me off batch painting. A lot of people can batch paint, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's just, I'm now finding that boring, because I'm now more interested in painting single characters. And I think for a little bit going forward, that is what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to paint individual characters. I'm not going to try and batch paint anything. I'll paint individual models, characters. If there is a squad that I want to paint, I'll paint 1 or 2. Because I'm just bored. I look at me to paint pile and I'm like, I don't want to do that because I've got to do 5. I don't want to do that because I need to do like 10 of them. And it's really, really off-putting. To the point that I look at my pile and my pile's in a box in that cupboard, and I just put the box back away and I'm like, not interested. And so that's why I'm very bored of painting Warhammer at the minute. Marvel offers something that is completely different. They're all of course, your superheroes that you know and love from the movies. In particular, if you're around about 30 to 45, you'll probably watched a lot of the early 90s cartoons, and you know, there's so much nostalgia there. I mean, I recently painted Wolverine, and of course I had to paint them in these blue and yellow spandex with the mask on and everything. They are very, very cool and unique miniatures. Now, I'm not just saying stick to Marvel. There is plenty of other miniature games out there where there's, you know, unique models that you could build and paint, where you don't have to paint hundreds of models, and you can get games in with them and play them without feeling burnt out and bored of painting batches. So, what do you guys think? How do you guys deal with that? Do you kind of agree with me? I really want to paint Lord Crook. I do. I honestly do. And whilst I could paint him and put him on the shelf and be like, right, that's a really cool model, I've really enjoyed painting him, how long is it going to be before he sees the battlefield? What do you guys do in this situation? Do you look for other things to paint? Do you look for other things to build? Do you take a break? Do you do other things? I'd be interested to know. And bearing in mind the situation that we're in now, we're coming out of lockdown, you know, we can meet up and play with other people now. Are people bored of painting hordes and hordes and hordes of miniatures? Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what miniatures you've been painting to counteract that.